We thought we knew where civilization began. On the fertile banks of the Nile, between the Tigris and Euphrates, or along the Indus River, but what if the oldest cities weren't built on land but beneath the sea? From the depths of the Gulf of Khambhat to the shadows of the Indian Ocean, new discoveries are rewriting human history. Today, we dive into the ocean's most mysterious ruins, civilizations older than the Harappans, hidden for millennia beneath the waves. Our modern understanding of history is built on a foundational assumption that the Great Leap from nomadic life to settled civilization occurred exclusively on solid ground. We picture the first farmers tilling the earth, the first builders laying stones in river valleys, and the first scribes developing writing in bustling terrestrial cities. This narrative is reinforced by the tangible evidence we can see and touch: the pyramids of Giza, the ziggurats of Mesopotamia, and the excavated streets of Mohenjo-Daro. Yet, this land-centric view overlooks a powerful and persistent thread woven through human culture across the globe: the memory of a world lost to water. These are not mere fairy tales. Nearly every ancient culture has a flood myth, a collective memory of a cataclysmic event that reshaped the world. In the Epic of Gilgamesh, the gods unleash a deluge to wipe out humanity, with Utnapishtim surviving on a great ark. In the Hindu Puranas, the Matsya avatar of Vishnu warns the sage Manu of an impending flood, guiding him to safety. Perhaps the most famous is Plato's account of Atlantis, a sophisticated island civilization with advanced technology and a powerful navy that was swallowed by the sea in a single day and night of misfortune. In the Tamil literary tradition of South India, we find the legend of Kumari Kandam, a vast, technologically advanced continent and the cradle of Tamil civilization, which was likewise submerged by the rising oceans over millennia. For centuries, these stories were dismissed as allegory or myth. But what if they are echoes of a geological reality, a fragmented memory of real civilizations that were lost not to divine wrath, but to the inexorable rise of the oceans at the end of the last ice age? In the year 2001, this very question shifted from the realm of myth to scientific inquiry. A team from India's National Institute of Ocean Technology (NIOT), while conducting routine pollution surveys in the Gulf of Khambhat, formerly known as the Gulf of Khambhat, off the western coast of India, made a discovery that would stun the archaeological world. Using advanced side-scan sonar, they detected massive, well-defined geometric structures hidden beneath the waves. Lying at a depth of approximately 36 meters, or nearly 120 feet, and stretching for over 9 kilometers, the sonar images revealed what appeared to be the clear layout of a vast city. There were features that looked like large buildings, grid-like street patterns, and complex drainage systems, all eerily reminiscent of a planned urban settlement. The team recovered hundreds of artifacts, including pottery shards, beads, sculptures, and even pieces of what appeared to be human remains. Most remarkably, they found a piece of fossilized wood that bore clear marks of human craftsmanship. The discovery was announced in December 2001, sending shockwaves through the historical and archaeological communities. Could this be a civilization far older than any previously known? To answer that question, the key piece of evidence, the piece of worked wood, was sent for analysis. The results of radiocarbon dating were nothing short of revolutionary. The artifact was dated to approximately 9,500 years before the present. This date places the submerged site squarely in the early Holocene epoch, a time when most of humanity was thought to be living in small, nomadic hunter-gatherer groups. If this dating is accurate, the Gulf of Khambhat site would not just be older than the Harappan civilization of the Indus Valley by more than 4,000 years. It would predate the known origins of urbanism in Mesopotamia and Egypt, effectively forcing us to reconsider the entire timeline of civilization. Naturally, such an extraordinary claim has been met with considerable skepticism. Critics have questioned the methodology, pointing out that dating a single piece of wood is not sufficient to date an entire 9-kilometer settlement. They argue the wood could have washed into the area from an ancient river and may not be directly associated with the structures. However, proponents of the site's antiquity point to corroborating evidence. The geological context aligns perfectly with the timeline. Sediment analysis indicates that the site was once part of a vast, fertile floodplain before being inundated by rising sea levels. Furthermore, the sonar imaging is difficult to dismiss. The sheer scale and geometric precision of the underwater structures strongly suggest artificial, human-made origins rather than natural geological formations. While definitive proof awaits more extensive excavation, a monumental and costly task at such depths, the preliminary evidence presents a compelling case for a lost, prehistoric metropolis. The artifacts recovered from the seafloor offer tantalizing glimpses into the lives of the people who may have lived there. Among the finds were meticulously crafted stone tools, suggesting a developed lithic industry. The presence of what appear to be hearths and granaries points towards a settled, agricultural society. Sections of pottery hint at sophisticated kiln technology and artistic expression. The urban planning evident in the sonar maps, with its designated public spaces and residential zones, speaks to a complex social organization and a centralized authority capable of coordinating large-scale construction projects. Evidence of what may be dams or water management systems suggests these people had an advanced understanding of hydraulic engineering, essential for survival in a riverine environment. Taken together, these fragments paint a picture of a highly organized and technologically capable society that flourished thousands of years before what we traditionally mark as the dawn of civilization. So, if such a great civilization existed, why was it forgotten? Why did it vanish from our historical records, surviving only in the whispers of myth? The answer lies not in a single cataclysm, but in a slow, relentless process that reshaped the entire planet. At the end of the last ice age, roughly 20,000 years ago, massive continental ice sheets began to melt. This meltwater poured into the world's oceans, triggering a dramatic and sustained rise in global sea levels. Over the next 10,000 years, the oceans rose by an astonishing 120 meters, or nearly 400 feet. Coastlines that had been stable for millennia were slowly, inexorably submerged. Vast areas of coastal plains, which would have been prime real estate for early human settlements offering abundant marine resources and access to river systems, were swallowed by the advancing sea. The city in the Gulf of Khambhat, if its 9,500-year-old date is correct, would have been situated on one such coastal plain, and its inhabitants would have witnessed the sea level rise firsthand, eventually being forced to abandon their homes as the water closed in. The confirmation of a 9,500-year-old city off the coast of India would fundamentally rewrite human history. It would challenge our long-held models of cultural evolution, which posit a slow, linear progression from hunting and gathering to agriculture and finally to urban life. It suggests that the leap to complex, organized urban societies may have occurred much earlier and in multiple locations, including coastal regions that are now underwater. This discovery could also provide a tangible, historical basis for the persistent flood myths found across the world, transforming them from legend into a form of historical record. It forces us to ask, how many other Khambhats are out there? How many of the first chapters of the human story are currently preserved beneath the waves, waiting to be discovered? The implications for our understanding of ancient technology, migration patterns, and the very definition of civilization are immense. The ocean didn't erase history, it preserved it. Locked away beneath the silt and the currents are the silent remnants of a world we are only just beginning to comprehend. The ruins in the Gulf of Khambhat are not just a collection of artifacts. They are a challenge to our assumptions and an invitation to look at our own past with new eyes. As technology allows us to peer deeper into the abyss, we may find that the true cradle of civilization is not where we thought it was. It is waiting for us in the quiet, dark, and mysterious depths of the sea.